How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video, and oh boy. I think I'm just gonna say I never thought I would start, doing videos like this where I respond to the quote-unquote Karen phenomenon, but with this one, I have a feeling, have a feeling it may be a start of a series of videos where I might do this, but two, I definitely need to talk about this one. So why don't we get into it? The video itself is basically titled Karen Threatens to Kill Dog Over Wi-Fi Password. So yeah, oh boy, are we in for a treat. So first off, I should mention that I got this video from Karens of the Wild, which is a channel full of crazy Karen videos. Two, probably because I have to mention it, for those who don't know what a Karen is usually somebody who is really entitled and usually doesn't know what the fuck they're doing or talking about, and tries to cause misery for a lot of people because they aren't going to get their way. Alright, so with that out of the way, number 3, it's interesting that this person starts off by saying, oh, I live here, but, if they did, then they would have, had access to get inside the building. And 4, I don't know why I said 2, but I don't know why this person is saying, mentioning, something is illegal. I'm sure they'll explain what they're talking about, or not, who knows, but let's go ahead and continue with this this craziness.
It's illegal. Give me the fucking Wi-Fi before you get that shit.
What? What the fuck?
Wait. Okay, let me get this straight. So, this lady just wants the Wi-Fi password for that property and is claiming that not getting the Wi-Fi password is illegal unless it's actually her household or she's connected to that property. I'm sorry, lady, that's not how things work. You can't threaten legal action because the person who lives at that residence isn't giving you the Wi-Fi password. That's not how that works. So, if I ever met this lady in person, I think I'd probably ask the obvious question. If you actually live there, then why the fuck do you not just go in and get the password yourself? So, ultimately, you're a fucking liar. So already, it's a really bad look that you're yelling and screaming at this person on the other, inside the building, claiming that you live there even though you won't just walk in, and claiming, legality for not giving you the Wi-Fi password, but now threatening to kill their pet. Yeah, I don't know whether to call you an idiot, an asshole, or a fucking psychopath. I think I'll go with the 3, just to play it safe.
I smell Jar. You're ugly.
Okay, so with that statement, and the reason I used that JoJo clip was, for this very simple question. If you own, or at least live in the facility or residence that this person who's recording is in, then why aren't you, able to access this already? And two, if you know ways to get in, then why the fuck are you, not doing it? Unless, of course, you're full of shit. Which, again, I think I'm going to, stick with the latter, that you're full of shit. And at this point, you're just gonna scream and yell and claim that these people are doing illegal actions because you're not getting your way. So, we haven't heard much or anything from the person behind the camera so far. And by the way, this is a raw reaction, so I wouldn't second guess that the person behind the camera is probably a kid. And I wouldn't be, at all surprised that this person is, acting tough, acting demanding because it's a child. But if they were to, be talked to by somebody by her her age, she probably would tuck her tail between her legs and run the fuck away.
You have 2 seconds. Give me the Wi-Fi.
Try me, bitch.
I need the Wi-Fi.
Then get your own Wi-Fi instead of harassing people that more likely have nothing to do with you. Fucking dumbass. So you're making faces now. What exactly does that accomplish when it comes to getting what you want? Probably nothing, really.
Dog is dead. You're not gonna fuck with me here. Because when you're outside by yourself one day, you're gonna be fucked.
During this whole, interaction, does this idiot not realize that they're only implementing themselves with making threats of harming the pet? Not to mention making a threat to the individual themselves. With, this person recording video and more likely after this interaction showing it to the cops. And if this person is a neighbor or whatever, more likely this end up biting them in the ass and probably sending them to jail for being an idiot. I don't think this person realizes that.
Okay, so what are we going to do now? Dog is getting poisoned. And just to inform him. So just so you know, sending a dog is not against the law. It's not a human being.
Well, that all depends. I mean, especially with let's do a hypothetical, okay? Because clearly, you're not working with a full tank. If you are making threats and therefore also commit to those threats, like threatening to poison an animal or somebody's pet without any legal authority, then you will more likely be charged for cruelty for animals. And that may, unfortunately, put you in jail time, depending on which state. So, yeah, more likely when it comes to making threats, especially when it comes to threats of cruelty towards another person's animal, in some cases, yes. But more likely, that's just, a tip of the iceberg to some extent when it comes to you also making threats towards the individual. You dumb fuck.
not gonna fuck with my life real quick. You kill yourself for a nose job. You took too many pills to get your fucking nose done, and it's still a
So now you're taking on the tactic of trying to make fun of how the person looks. Okay. And I thought that you've already reached a low, especially when it comes to threatening somebody's animal. Now, being the gentleman I am, I won't go there and start making fun of your appearance. More likely as some other YouTubers probably will when it comes to their videos. But I will make fun of your, attitude as well as your actions towards this individual. Especially when, if I was to be put in the shoes of the individual that you're speaking to, I more likely would call you out for the dumb shit that you really are. And if you were to threaten my dogs, or anybody, because you wanted the Wi-Fi password because you didn't live there, I'd call the fucking cops on your ass. And more likely see you and laugh and wave as you were carted away, like the dumb motherfucker that you are.
Your mom? She was the thing from the victim. So guess what, bitch? You didn't do anything very long time. I think that people like or you are. That's me forever.
So, I don't understand this whole eviction thing. I really don't. Or at least the logic of this. Because, one, why is it any of your business whether these people are getting evicted or not from their own home? And two, you wouldn't be getting the internet either way. And also three, this is the biggest one. If you really wanted the Wi-Fi and if it was your own house, then why the fuck are you not just walking in? Turning the, grabbing the keys, turning the key, and walking right in so you get the password. I don't get this logic. And number 4, why don't you have your own fucking Wi-Fi? Why are you harassing these people? Makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I guess, you don't want to freaking afford your own, or at least you don't want to, put yourself out to, obtain your own internet, so you want to harass people for theirs. To me, or at least to a lot of other people, that'd be pretty shitty. Just because you're not getting your way, you're gonna harass and bully people? That's kind of fucked up.
I want you to go away.
Called it.
So, let me get this straight, okay? So, 1, fucking called it. 2, this individual, I would not second guess this individual, acting completely different when dealing with an adult. You must. This is a question for that lady. That lady who has to act all tough in front of a kid. To pull this kind of bullshit. You must feel really big and bad. Threatening a kid's dog. Saying that their family is going to get evicted because you aren't getting the Wi-Fi. And at this point, threatening... Again, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. This is fucking stupid. And if anything, it's just... You know, when it comes down to, you know, growing up, there's a point where, you know, you're supposed to, you know, set the example for, you know, the people under us, or the you know, the next generation. Not act like a fucking ignorant piece of shit. And this is exactly what this lady's doing. Holy shit. This lady is an insensitive piece of fucking shit. And at this point, especially with my video, and more likely other people who've come across this particular video, oh my gosh, lady, you're a fucking asshole. And at this point, you deserve to be called an asshole for some of the things you're saying. Holy fucking shit. Okay, two things with that statement. One, if it's not your household, you're not part of that residence, you're making the person uncomfortable, then yeah, yes you do. You do have to leave. Second, yeah, no, if you're still conspiring to kill somebody's animal, that still counts as you killing the animal. Even if you're not the one that's, you know, giving the dog the poison, you're still the one that is taking part in committing an act of cruelty towards animals. You dumb fuck. And ironically, you're threatening to kill an animal because you won't get the Wi-Fi.
Wow, you had to think about that? I would have said my dog. Jesus Christ.
I wonder how pissed this lady would be if the kids said that they want their dog and their Wi-Fi, and continued to tell the lady that they want her to go. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to the kid, how they're reacting to this, or at least, you know, one, I think it's to some extent good that they're not saying anything at all to enrage this lady even more, because at this point, from what we've seen so far, there is no amount of reasoning for this lady. Clearly not. Nothing that this person or this kid is going to say is going to get this person to leave, especially if they're not going to get what they want. And at this point, with them, you know, just kind of staying silent and letting this person talk, saying the things they say, only ends up harming that individual, because then when the parents show back up and the kid shows them the video, they could just call the cops and, you know, have either put a restraining order or see if that person can be taken to court for some of the shit that they were trying to pull.
Are you gonna make it? Your mom got you, honey. You know what? I apologize. It's not your fault your mom's a bitch and spoke this way. It's not your fault. My mom was the same way to me. Hence why I'm a cunt now.
So this is just me, but I always thought, especially with my personal experience, is no matter how shitty people are to you, you try to be better than the people before you and not act the same way. So I always get a little bit of a laugh when you have people like this who, at first, by the way, trying to reason with the individual to get their way, which I'm going to say flat out, they're full of shit. But two, kind of mentioning the fact, oh, the reason I'm the way I am is because of my parents. Again, I understand that, you know, some people have shitty situations when it comes to, you know, their past, have shitty situations when it comes to their parents. I get that. I myself have had my own experiences with shitty people, but that shouldn't influence the way you treat other people. And again, it just makes me think that this whole situation, or what this person is saying right this second, is disingenuous, especially with how they're treating this kid. With how they claim their quote-unquote parents are like. You know, you'd think that you set an example and not act like a complete and utter fucking just degenerate.
But I'm not gonna let him make you whatever you want. Bullshit or have a nasty attitude.
I gotta say, that's actually really funny to say and interesting to claim, because so far with this recording, this kid, I'm gonna call them a kid because we don't see them the entire video, has done nothing to you besides saying that they want you to leave. So far, nothing coming from this individual. You're the only one who's been shitty towards this person. So you can stop with the lies. You can stop being disingenuous, because it's not going to work in your favor.
I'm not allowing it. This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get off your pedestal. You're gonna get off your high horse. You're gonna start acting like the young woman that you are, the educated woman that you are. Okay? Because you know, I like you, but you're being a little bit. What do you expect me to fucking do?
Well, clearly this individual has already spoken about what they want you to do, which is practically, for you to leave. They don't want you there. And clearly, from what we've seen so far, you're not a resident of that either residency or home, so you have no reason to be there. So probably your best action, again, would to leave. And more likely do so in a timely manner before, more likely, the guardians or parents of the individual you're speaking to shows up, and they end up calling the cops for you trying to trespass. Because more likely that would probably be what would happen. Which I would kind of wonder what this person's response would be to the cops for not leaving and harassing, the people of that household. Hey, moron! Fucking moron! If you actually live there, then there's no reason for you to be ringing the doorbell. Instead of, ringing the doorbell, pull out your keys and actually come in, and not act like an ignorant jackass. Now, as for the felony thing, when it comes down to what she was saying at the first part of this segment, I kind of would want more context to that, but I have a feeling when it comes to her spouting out felonies like she's been doing when it comes down to, claiming that she's a resident there, that they are keeping her out of her home illegally, I'm just gonna call bullshit.
I told you that they have to call Optimum.
Psychology class. Unlike you, I go to school every fucking day.
Okay.
You get involved with my school, And then I'm gonna make you. You're gonna eat some of the book. You have slightly innocent, but you got too much fucking ass.
So, I kind of wish there was more context to this, but I'm going to say this. One, what's your schooling got to do with, you trying to take somebody else's Wi-Fi? Again, if your schooling is really that important when it comes to your own education, then why don't you have your own Wi-Fi and trying to take it from somebody else? Honestly, I know that education is important, but I'm gonna be, if I could be blunt, I kind of think that this person should study social skills because Jesus Christ, with how this person treats others because they don't get their way is idiotic, to say the least. Oh boy. So yeah, that was a Karen trying to threaten somebody's dog because they won't get the Wi-Fi. What do you guys think? I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say when it comes to that video. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.